Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Benchwarmers. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We've only done one episode so far of this particular sport, and after months of nagging Matt to do this sport, it's finally happened once again. That's right, we're doing a basketball podcast, aren't we, Matt? Aye?
We are. Unfortunately, you've been nagging a lot. And, the only person I know in basketball is pretty much LeBron or Steph Curry or Michael Jordan. But, we're going to be discussing some of the basketball today because, there's been some big stories apparently, especially between the trades between, the Mavericks and Lakers, and then you said Golden State Warriors.
State and Miami Heat as well. If Matt's not speaking that much, don't be too shocked, okay, guys? Because it was just me the first time round. So hopefully, Matt can give some little bit more insight this time.
Yeah, if it ain't a machine with four wheels, I'm not going to know that much.
Okay, yeah, Matt does like Formula One. That took me a little bit of time to click on what he was talking about, but yeah, Matt loves his Red Bull, doesn't he? Could you just move over and move that little thing there, that little thing out of the way, because it's in the way a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's all good. So we're going to start off talking about the MVP race. You've got the likes of 5 people in the mix so far. You've got SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, hopefully I've said his name right. He's number 1. You've got Jokić in second, Giannis third, Jason Tatum 4th, and LeBron James in 5th. So what are your thoughts, Matt? Who do you think will win it this year?
First question, right? Because I'm a new basketball fan.
Yeah.
I don't know that much. Is the MVP race in basketball the same as NFL?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's more serious, to be honest. So, a lot of people take it.
Because I know quarterbacks are the main ones. So is it a specific position that can only win it, or is it anyone on the court can win?
Anybody on the court can win it because SGA is a point guard, Jokić is a centre, LeBron James is a small forward, so anybody can win it.
Right. Okay. Well, who do I think's going to win?
Yeah, I can give you some stats if you want.
I might need some stats here because, I don't know. I haven't seen that many games.
Of course. So you've got SGA, right? He's currently leading the race in MVP, and he's got 32.8 points on average per game, and a 52.6% field goal. So that is probably one of the best in the league so far, alongside Jokić, who's got.
Do you mean Jokić or Jokić? How do you
pronounce it? Jokić?
Jokić.
Let's just call him the Joker. His nickname's the Joker. Everybody knows him as that. I can't find his stats, but he's got something like 32 plus points as well, averaging something like that. He's also one of the main scorers for the Denver Nuggets.
Okay, well, you've got all these stats right.
Yeah.
But didn't LeBron recently hit 50,000 career points?
Oh, he did.
So I'm not saying everyone else has been bad this season, but if LeBron has hit 50,000, surely that puts him in contention, or is that just me being oblivious?
To be honest, I think that's a very good point you're throwing to me there. I didn't know you had that stat in your locker. To be honest, I didn't know you had it in your locker. But I think the only reason LeBron James is 5th is because the Lakers have started so poorly. They've got a new manager in JJ Redick who used to play for LA Clippers, their rivals, and now he's like a new manager in the league. This is his first year managing, and I feel like LeBron James hasn't really been that great in the league so far. He's sort of carrying the Lakers over the last couple of years. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the trade with Luka Doncic, that sort of partnership, they're starting to build it, and I think that's why he's sort of getting there in the MVP race. But I don't know if he'll win it. I'm not too sure.
Speaking of this Doncic trade, right? I saw this news when it happened, and I was like, okay, why is everyone making such a big fuss about it?
Yeah.
If you gave it into me in football terms, is that kind of like trading Ronaldo when he was at Real Madrid for, let's say, who was a bomb average player in the Prem at that time?
Callum Wilson.
That's insulting, that. But yeah, sure, okay. Callum Wilson, is that not what the trade was? Because Anthony Davis went to the Mavericks and Lakers got Doncic.
Yeah. I think that's a very good comparison, to be honest with you, because Luka Doncic is known as one of the best point guards in the league, at least top 3 for sure. He was on a side in the Mavericks where they were challenging in the playoffs, but they were never going to win it. They were sort of one of those average teams in the middle of the table who weren't really going to challenge as highly as the Lakers would do. So I feel like now that the Lakers do have Doncic in there, I feel like they've got a way better chance.
But wasn't the Mavericks in the final a couple of years ago? Like they were very close to winning the whole championship.
Yeah, no, they were in the final, and they do get to the semi-finals or the playoffs, but they don't have enough players. They don't have enough star quality to sort of get them over the line in that sort of sense and win a championship.
So you're saying Doncic was carrying them, and now he's gone. The Mavericks are going to be a bottom tier team.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Don't get me wrong.
They've got Anthony Davis, but who else have they got? They're not in the same position. Anthony Davis is a centre, one of those big, tall, like defender guys who can sort of. Don't get me wrong. He does put points on the board, but he won't do anything near the likes of Luka Doncic. So I think LeBron James does have a good chance of making the MVP.
Well, you're making it also sound like Doncic could get the MVP.
I think at the moment,
if Doncic kept going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's their streak on now? I know you said they were just beaten. I think that was from who did they just lose to? The Nets, Brooklyn Nets.
They lost to the Nets, yeah.
But they were on like a winning streak, weren't they? It was like 18 or 9 to 18.
Yeah. So the Lakers have won 18 games in the last 21. While Luka Doncic was there, they've won like 9 to 11 games. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know they were unbeaten as soon as Doncic came in.
They were pretty much unbeaten. Yeah, you are correct. And the same goes for the Golden State Warriors as well, because they traded in Jimmy Butler, and I think they went to like 9-2. So I think those two teams in particular have had like a bit of a reinsurgent, if that's the right word. Revival, sorry. That is a better word, isn't it, Matt? They've had a bit of a revival this season. I feel like, the Golden State Warriors are 6th in the league, whereas the Lakers are 2nd in the Western Conference. So I feel like the Lakers have a better chance in the playoffs now, but the Golden State Warriors, I think they're going to miss out. And if they do make it, I don't think they'll challenge at all this season, because they've only got 3 stand-up players for me in Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Green as well. So I don't think they're going to make it at all, to be fair. But
what's it? You said as well earlier, just before we started recording,
yeah.
Jimmy Butler. I think I only know him because he had that emo haircut and it was famous worldwide.
Yeah.
But you said he went to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
And they went now 10-2 with him. So
yes.
if they continue that form, surely they'll be getting better anyway.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They've only played like about roughly, let's say, 50 to 60 games. So there's still like 20 to 30 games left to play of the season, or the regular season. So they could. I think the only way is up for the Golden State Warriors, but there's a lot of points to climb up for the table, and you got to think about the form of the rest of the team, like the Memphis Grizzlies, the Lakers, all these teams in the Western Conference. You got to think. I don't know if they can breach that gap. I don't think they'll go that far this season to sort of climb up into the top 4 positions, let's say. But just to mention the MVP race, just to go back on that, can we talk about the 2 teams that are first in the table in their respective conferences? You've got the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are first, and you've got the Thunder.
Oklahoma City Thunder, I think.
Oklahoma City Thunder, I probably said that wrong. But you got those 2 first in their respective leagues. So I reckon they'll do a good job. I feel like one of their players will probably get MVP.
I'll be honest. I'll back up. I'll be. You can flame me all you want in comments or anything, but I've literally never heard of Oklahoma City Thunder before.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that well known over here.
I can give you a bit of background information, a bit of a history lesson, if you like, on their team. So they are the ones with SGA. He's probably one of the best point guards this season so far, and they're a team known for their young players coming through the draft system, where you had the likes of. At one point, you had the likes of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden on one team together, and they were known to sort of be like probably their best ever team so far, I would say, at least the one that I recognise the most. But they're known as a team that sort of have really good star talent in young players, but they just never get it over the line in the playoffs. So I don't know who you would compare that into football terms. I'm not sure, Matt. Can you give me a football term comparison?
I mean, if you want to use it for today, Liverpool,
Arsenal maybe.
Arsenal as well. Arsenal are pretty similar.
They do like to bottle the league slightly, or it is an NBA.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? If you said the whole championship or league, whatever, for NBA, it's kind of worthless until the playoffs. What do they actually win or achieve if they just get first in the league? Is it like NFL again, where they get a 1 seed, they get to miss a game, or they just get a better position starting in the playoffs? Is that
that's a good question. So I think what they get is. I think they get a better position in the draft. I'm pretty sure. So I think it depends on where you finish in the league. You get like a better chance of maybe getting first round picks and second round picks. So I think that's what it is. But I'm not actually too sure what you get after 82 points, to be honest. I know you get a chance, obviously, in the playoffs, and you get more draft options. But other than that, I'm not too sure. I've only been watching 2 or 3 years myself, so I probably should know.
Well, anyone who knows in the comments, please enlighten us. We'd love to know.
Yeah, I think the MVP, just end this section, I think who's going to win it out of SGA and Joker, I think because the Thunder are first at the moment and they've done it all season long, if they can keep up this form, I reckon SGA will win the MVP at the end of the season.
I'm going to be basic. I'm going to say LeBron.
LeBron?
I'm going to say LeBron because the Lakers will get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then LeBron and Doncic in the playoffs, they're not going to slack around, are they?
Where's the highest position you'll think? Semi-finals, finals? Do you reckon they can win it?
I'd say semis are a decent shout.
Yeah?
I'd say semis are pretty manageable for them.
Yeah, it's sort of difficult with the Lakers because they're sort of...
I think the only thing they're missing is their defence, since they got rid of Anthony Davis.
Yes. I think, since they've got rid of Anthony Davis, they don't really have many stand-up players in that position either. So, they're sort of going through like a bit of a... they're sort of like trying to revive their squad, trying to get a new sort of system going, and they've only got 2 star players that I can name in Luka Doncic and LeBron James. I don't think their other 3 players are good enough to win a championship just yet.
But do you think that they brought Doncic in because they know LeBron's close to retiring?
Yeah, I think that is.
Do you think they're rebuilding it on Doncic? Is that why?
Yeah, no, I think you are right. LeBron James, I think he's probably got 2 years maximum left playing top tier NBA basketball. So I don't think he's like. I feel like it's sort of a move for the future. And I think JJ Redick has sort of looked at this and thought, I need a star player, and Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, but that whole trade confused me. I'm sure it confused everyone else in the NBA as well. Like, what was it? It wasn't the manager. It was like the general manager for the Mavericks. They wanted to trade Doncic because of his fitness, wasn't it, or like his work ethic? Yeah,
there was a few reports going out there saying he's like a little bit overweight, but I don't believe that at all. Because if you actually watch him, he's so for his build, he's so agile and all that sort of stuff. I don't actually know how he gets around the court, to be honest with you, because he actually is really agile. But it's a weird one. It sort of just came out of nowhere for me. A lot of people were so shocked and they just thought it was so unexpected. But yeah, it's one of those moves. It's more of a summer move. It's not really one in sort of January or February or whenever it happened. So it's a little bit of a tricky one. But yeah, it's one to look up for in the coming years once LeBron James retires.
Yeah, but I reckon if LeBron James does go on to retire, you said 2 years left potentially.
I'd say so, 2 to 3.
Could he go back to the Cavs?
Oh, maybe, because they are another team that are doing fantastically well, aren't they? They're first in their league, and I reckon they could probably reach I'd say the semi-finals. I think they're sort of like an overall team. They've got 4 to 5 good players. Well, they've got 4 roughly good players on their team, so I think they probably would reach the semi-finals. Could he reach? Maybe he could, because the Cavaliers haven't really been they haven't got over the line. The Cavaliers haven't been good since
James left. Yeah.
LeBron, since he left. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm scrambling for words, Matt. Okay, so who do you think will win the NBA?
The entire thing.
The entire thing. Well, you said
who's been the previous winners for the last 2 years?
The previous winners for the 2 years. Now that is a good question, Matt.
Wasn't it the Nuggets one of them?
Yes. So the Nuggets won 2023. Who won last year?
It wasn't Boston, was it?
I think it was. Yeah, it was Boston. You know more than me. It was Boston Celtics won last year, and then it was the Nuggets, and then I think it was.
All I know
was it the Bucks maybe?
The Bucks won it in 2021. I can't remember who won 22, and then it was the Celtics, and then Nuggets, or it might be the other way around.
It was the other way around, yeah. So it was Celtics last, and it was the Nuggets. But do you think one of the 2 teams in the Cleveland Cavaliers or Denver Nuggets can win it this year?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, what you said, Thunder's first in their league, but they have a history of being terrible in playoffs.
Yeah.
So, going based on what you said, I don't think they'll win it.
It can't be their year this year.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because every other team seems pretty strong at the moment, and up to 5th in the Thunder's league, where the Lakers are as well. I think all those teams in the top 5 are strong contenders, and obviously in the other league as well, it's probably the same story. So I don't know. I think it would be down to who's actually had the most experience in playoffs and who's actually got the talent to win the finals.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because I think both first teams in the league at the moment, I would say Cleveland Cavaliers have probably a better chance of winning it compared to the Thunder. I reckon they could probably reach like the semi-finals at least, the Cleveland Cavaliers. But then again, you've got the likes of the Lakers. I feel like they could probably reach the finals now with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. So yeah, I'm going to throw a cheeky little unexpected one out there. My team, Memphis Grizzlies. They're currently 4th in the league, right? Yes, we've got injuries to Jackson Jr. He's out for 3 weeks, and he's going to miss about 10 games. So, if we can get through those 10 games, right, I reckon we could go up there and actually challenge in the playoffs once again. Because we've got to the quarterfinals, we've got to the semi-finals, but we've never been able to reach the finals just yet, I don't think. And maybe we could throw a little like unexpected underdog. It could be an underdog story where the Grizzlies can win their first championship. Obviously, they've got Ja Morant as well, Matt. Do you know anything about Ja Morant?
Wasn't he the guy who got arrested?
Or
he was like alleged.
Yes, but it was he did do some questionable stuff, controversial stuff.
Yeah,
we won't go into that.
Which athlete isn't doing
no?
questionable stuff though?
Yeah,
I mean, looking into another sport.
I don't know.
What the Chiefs at the moment, they've got all their wide receivers being allegedly put in prison as well. So it may just be a natural thing for athletes in America.
Okay, I think we should end the episode by just throwing one name out there. Who's going to win it? I reckon I might just throw. I think the Lakers might win it because they've got the Luka Doncic story and LeBron James. What if they won it and LeBron James retires? That could be a good story.
Also, it would be the first time LeBron James has won it with his son, because Bronny James Jr. is there.
I like that story. I don't think he's played much this season, to be honest with you. Like he's got a few minutes off the bench here and there. But other than that, he's not really started, I don't think.
I'm gonna be basic and say the Boston Celtics are just gonna win it again.
The Boston Celtics. So you said the Boston Celtics, and I will say their rivals, LA Lakers. There we go. I think we've done 18 minutes here. That's not too bad. I was sort of like chopping and changing my predictions slightly because. I watch. I try and keep up with the basketball here and there, but it's sort of hard when there's a game on like every 2 days.
Yeah,
it's
82 games a season is ridiculous, by the way. Yeah, I just want to point that out. Why are you playing that many games?
Yeah, because when we're doing research into the episode, right, I do research into 1 or 2 games, and then like another game has happened, and they've already lost to somebody else or won against somebody else. It's really difficult to try and keep up with all of the basketball news. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you appreciated this sort of going back and forth with like our opinions on the sport, and yeah, this is probably our last ever episode on basketball.
Yeah, we've only got a couple left. Only a couple episodes left, isn't it sad, Harrison?
Oh, don't mention that, Matt.
So
don't
sad.
We've
got 3 more.
I don't know if you should have said that so far. We should have kept that under wraps. But yeah, it's gonna be a sad one. It's gonna be the last episode. It's gonna be a sad one. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Check out our socials, and yeah, peace out.